Last video is pretty awful. I need to speed it up. Anyway, so when I look at what my customer needs want, what it kind of comes down to is they want something reliable and they want something that's not going to change their gun. They don't want their guns modified because they enjoy shooting at it. Not shooting at it, shooting with it. Anyway, so when I start looking at the data and the approaches, first I need some background in what this market is, and I find out that there are a lot of people who have legally filed for handguns. And now I have to look at the technology and break it down, and so this gets into what I refer to as the nature of things. And when you look at a gun, what is it? In order to effectively fire a gun, you need a gun and you need ammo. And so what everybody's working on is how do I eliminate the gun from the equation? Well, since you need both, we decided as a startup we're going to go a different approach. We're going to go after the ammo and not the gun because everybody else is going after the gun. The most popular gun is basically clip-based. So when you look at the way a gun works, basically for those of you who aren't familiar with the magazine, there's basically just a spring that after a bullet's fired and ejected, it just pushes the next bullet up. Well, what we're going to do is just put a clip in every gun that'll basically freeze the spring. And it'll be controlled by a simple control disc. We can make it about the size of a quarter, so you can put it on a wristwatch or something like that. And essentially, you have to be holding the gun in order to activate it. And because this kind of RFID technology is very popular and very mature, we can actually get great reliability on the Six Sigma level. Not all these failures like the bioscanning and things like that. And so when we look at the competitor landscape of all these other proposals, we're out there by ourselves. We'll have the best reliability, and we do not require you to modify your gun. And that's our value proposition. So who are we going up? Are we going to do B2B or B2C? And so what it comes down to in terms of formulating our strategy, it's like who are we going to segment, target? And these are some of the questions that you go ahead and ask as you move forward. And so if you remember, segmentation. Well, we're going to go after individuals, and that's because there really isn't a company out there that's probably going to go out and market this. So we're interested in individuals, so we're interested in psychographics. And our hypothesis is that who are the people who are most likely to adopt this? And these are the progressives, the ones who care about gun safety. So we're going to go B2C. And so we need to know more about gun owners. And so we need to do some research and find out about what's the nature of these people. And the thing we find is that people own multiple guns. So if I could sell this clip to one person, odds are they're going to have a lot of clips they're going to buy. I also need background data to understand who these people are. Again, I'm going after psychographics, how much they make, where they're located, what are their politics. As it turns out, there are a significant number of Democrats who own guns also. It's not strictly the domain of conservatives, and furthermore about their demographics. And so what it comes down to is that we've decided that what we're going to segment against and look at is we believe that gun growth is going to be driven by your physical, your leanings, political leanings. And that's we want liberal people. As it turns out, it's significant the number of liberals who own guns. Now, the superstar market for us would be if there was high gun growth and they were liberal, but that animal doesn't exist. And so we're going to have to go in a different direction. And as it turns out, when we look at the market of the number of gun owners in these 4 particular states, there's quite a bit. And so therefore, if my total market's about 90 million, my addressable market, meaning those who are potentially interested in something like this, who have liberal or moderate leanings, is about half of that. My serviceable market, those people who I'm going to reach, are the people in those 4 states. And so therefore, what am I doing? I'm going after the top 1%. That's my target market. So I apply my segmentation criteria, and these are the things that I have to consider. In terms of segmentation, this is the way segmentation works in niches. And that's that originally the luxury cars were all started by Olds and Jeffrey. They made $100,000 cars. And Henry Ford made it affordable. And actually the big innovator in the car industry wasn't Ford. It was Alfred P. Sloan. Alfred P. Sloan, MIT graduate, created price classes. And not only that, but Ford said you can have any car you want, any color you want as long as it's black. Alfred P. Sloan was the first person who started segmenting cars according to people's needs. And so, to me, he's a big innovator in the industry who's been overlooked. And actually, the MIT Business School, the Sloan School of Business, is named after him. And so today we know we have lots of niches in segmentation. And so I look at the strategic landscape. I can lock people in through format, substitution. People might decide they want their guns changed. Those aren't the people I'm really looking for competing against. In terms of lockout, I have patent protection. I'm not going to go through this, but you have to churn the numbers. Can I make money? And the thing about in terms of profit, and this typically happens with physical products, is how much does it cost me to make? And the margin you typically shoot for is 50%. Ideally, you would like 60%. And so by churning the numbers, it turns out you can't make money in this field. And so we go out validating our idea. We start out with interviewing people, try to find influencers. We develop our persona. We know exactly who it is that we're selling to. And so in terms of product orientation, is my product a push or a pull? And because of this context event, it's a pull. Where I'm excelling in this case is on technology, my competitive core. Who am I? Well, we're a technology-based company. And so what's my motivation? It's about inspiration. It's like we're inspired to help the world. We go through the MVP process as well as the MLP process to see first and foremost, do people actually love this idea or totally hate? Do gun owners love this idea or totally hate it? Now, of course, the simplest thing people will say is, well, it's so easy. I can steal your gun and just find a different clip to put in it. Yes, that's true, but the thing is, you're going to have to go out and then, if you take my gun, you can't use it against me because it's got my clip in it. You're going to have to go out and either bring a clip or find a clip. And so I go out to sell. And that'll be in the next video.